Colts have won the coin toss and have elected to receive and will be moving from right to left as we view them from the press box here. They'll be on the
defending the north end zone.
That's perfect, Albert. Your geography is getting better every year.
Indianola Academy's got a good football team, and I can tell you right now, if they came to Clarksdale, Mississippi tonight expecting a victory over the Lee Academy Colts, the Colts get their kickoff receiving team onto the football field. Wayne Boland and Bradley Gordon will stand inside the 10 and about the 9-yard line. Chris Walker and Christian Preuss will be the secondary line, standing up at about the 20. And youngster for Indianola Academy, number 24, that is Philip Dawson. He has the football teed up at the 40. Good crowd on hand from Indianola Academy, Rich. They drove from Sunflower County up here to cheer their Colonels on. Pretty good crowd for Lee Academy. As usual, a late arriving crowd. We're like the Los Angeles Dodgers, aren't we?
Maybe we ought to schedule these games at 7:15. I don't know.
Philip Dawson has the football teed up at the 40. And Wayne Boland and Bradley Gordon are standing at the 10. And this absolutely huge AAA Academy Conference football game is underway. A victory by either one of these teams tonight will make last week's losses, the losses previous in the year, seem a lot smaller, as the winner of this football game is right in the hunt for the playoff position. Dawson's got it teed up at the 40. And they kicks the football away. It's a low kick. It's going to be fielded by Chris Walker and dropped at the 20. Now he's coming back to the left side and he's got a little bit of a crease. And Chris Walker comes out over the 35-yard line and is going to be tackled at about the 37. So a good run by sophomore running back number 30, Chris Walker, 5'7", 150-pound sophomore. Lee Academy coach. I'm sorry, Rich.
I was just going to say, kind of a low squib kick that time that was fielded pretty short and only had one man to beat, Mr. Hugh Allen Riddell, but Mr. Hugh Allen stood his ground and was able to make the tackle. 1st and 10 for the Colts.
Colts have great field position at their own 37-yard line, and we break huddle and send Wayne Boland wide to the left. Ivy Dees is wide to the right. Gordon and Turman are in the I formation behind Duff, looking at a 5-man Indianola Academy front. And there's an inside handoff to Bradley Gordon. And Bradley Gordon's into the secondary. And right up the middle he goes. And Bradley Gordon gets inside of Indianola Academy territory. Inside the 40, down to about the 31 or 32-yard line. Great blocking up front. And the Lee Academy offensive front. And Bradley Gordon was a step away from carrying it all the way.
Tell you, Bradley Gordon did a great job that time. You got to give credit to that offensive line because they opened the holes up, and anytime you start looking at your defensive backs making the tackles, you're doing something good up front.
Nice run by Bradley Gordon. The Colts are in business. Jack Laney a little bit shaken up on the play, limps out over the football. And the Colts with the 2 wide receivers again in the I formation. Indianola Academy showing blitz out of the 5-man front. And we're going to run the inside handoff again to Gordon. And Gordon's going to get inside the 30 and going to run down to about the 26 or the 27-yard line before he's knocked down by the Indianola Academy defensive front. Gain of about 2 on the play. 2nd down and 8 yards to go. Chris Lively checks into the football game for the Colts, bringing out Wayne Boland. 10:47 to go in the football game. Just underway, no score. George Miller goes wide to the right. Chris Lively goes wide to the left. Gordon's close, and Chris Turman's deep out of the I formation. 5-man front for Indianola. They're showing blitz. We're going to run the option pitch to Turman. He's going to fumble the football, and Indianola Academy is going to fall on it. Boy, if they could have connected on that, Rich, he had a lot of running room, but the pitch was, he got great pressure from the weak side defensive end, and the football was put on the ground, and Chris Turman could not get back on it, and the Indianola Academy Colonels take over 1st down and 10 yards to go from their own 29. Cleet Putnam is their quarterback, and he's limping, Rich.
He was limping. We saw him leaving the field right before the start of the game. He was kind of favoring that right foot or right ankle, so we'll see what effect it has on him.
They line up with a wide receiver on each side and out of the I formation. And Putnam is going to give the football off left tackle to Jennings. And Jennings skirts out over the 35-yard line to about the 36. Going to be a gain of about 7 or 8 on the play. And it'll bring up 2nd down and about 2 yards to go for the Indianola Academy, gain of about 8. 9:50 to go in the first quarter. Colts have fumbled an excellent scoring chance away on their first possession. They break huddle and send a wide receiver left and a wide receiver right. And out of the I formation, Putnam's under the center. He's going to run the football off left tackle again to Jennings. and he's going to get close to first down yardage. I think that's Jennings. Is that Jennings, Rich?
That was Jennings, Will Jennings, a name we'll call a lot tonight, I bet.
I think that was Casano that ran that football, though, number 22. Jennings is 34. I think that was Casano. So we've given, it is Casano at tailback. But that's first down yardage for Indianola. And Colts stood in a 5-man front. We got one-on-one coverage on both wide receivers, and Putnam runs a sprint draw to Casano, and he comes out over the 40 to about the 43-yard line. That's going to be a gain of about 2 on the play, and makes it 2nd and 8. Let's give him the 42-yard line. Colts defense played well all year, Rich. Need to buckle down right here.
They're just coming straight at him, Albert, just like we did. Our two plays we had right at him, so it's 2nd down and about 8.
They line up in the I formation again, and Putnam is going to take the football and run the option and going to keep it and going to dance inside the end and going to get out close to midfield before Jason Carpenter brings him down. Short of the first down by about a half a yard. So it's 3rd down and 1 yard to go for Indianola Academy. No score in the football game, 8:24 to go in the first quarter. So Putnam didn't look like he was injured there, Rich.
No. Made a nice cut right there on the end.
They line up in the I formation, wide receivers both ways. The Colts in a 5-man front, and they give the football to the fullback. And he breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage and fumbles the football. And the Lee Academy Colts are going to go back and fall on it, back inside their own 40 at about the 36. Wayne Bolin stripped the football away, Rich, and did a good job. Scott Flowers and Wayne both got back on it.
I tell you, Wayne Bolin did an excellent job that time. Of just came out of his arms like a slingshot. It just probably went 15, 20 feet high in the air. Landed on the ground, recovered by the Colts. So both offensive efforts so far in this game have been thwarted by a miscue. So it's Colts ball again.
Been thwarted.
That's kind of hard to say. T-H-W-A-R-T-E-D. Thwarted.
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 Remind me not to say that again.
7:50 to go in the first quarter. Colts break huddle and have a wide receiver left, slot left. And out of the split backfield, we're going to fake the football, and Andrew Duff's going to keep it out over the 40 to about the 42-yard line. Going to get close 5, maybe 6 yards on the play. I just got a feeling, Rich, this is going to be one of them football games tonight. Bip Roberts checks into the game for the Colts. Bringing out Wayne Bolin. And Bip Roberts will be split to the left, and Ivy Dees will be in the slot to the left. And Gordon is close. Turman is deep out of the I formation. 5-man front for Indianola still. Duff gives the football on the inside, handoff to Gordon. And Gordon's going to break a tackle and going to get it in the secondary. And Gordon always one step away again from Kane at the distance as he gets the football down to midfield and maybe a yard inside of Indianola Academy's territory. Just great effort, Rich.
Oh, great individual effort that time by Bradley Gordon because he was literally stopped at the line of scrimmage, almost within the grasp. And tell you what, he broke loose probably just right before a whistle was blown. But was able to get loose and come around left side, 1st and 10 for the Colts from the Indianola 49.
And after he broke loose, he got a pretty good block from one of his wide receivers as he came around the left side. Stone Street close, Turman deep out of the eye. Wide receivers right, wide receiver left. And there's misdirection to Turman, and Turman is going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage, no gain. Good play there by number 57, Ryan Strawbridge, as they stuff that play for no gain and make it 2nd down and 10 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts. 1 yard inside of Indianola Academy's territory at the 49-yard line.
Tell you that Ryan Strawbridge is a good ball player, Albert.
He is a good player. We watched him in the Jamboree, and they didn't really have – nobody blocked him in the Jamboree. He just was very physical in the Jamboree. I formation, wide receiver left, motion back to the right, and the Colts are going to run the option and pitch it out here to Turman, and Turman's going to get inside the 45-yard line, down to about the 43 before he's knocked down. Pickup of about 6 or 7 on the play. Let's give him 6 yards. Let's give him 7 yards on the play. 3rd down and 3 now for the Lee Academy Colts. They have it 3rd and 3 from Indianola Academy's 43. we break huddle and send Ivy Dees wide to the right. Wayne Bolin, the deuce, is wide to the left. And Stone Street and Terman are split behind Duff, looking at a 5-man Indianola Academy front, and we give the football to Stone Street off right tackle, and he fights for first down yardage inside the 40 down to about the 36 or the 37 before he's knocked down. Good blocking up front by the Lee Academy offensive front. Jack Laney, Russell Hash, Kerry Middleton, Richard Lewis, Jonathan Poole, and Scott Flowers. 5:12 to go in the first quarter. Clock is running. Colts have it first down. George Miller goes wide to the right. Wayne Bolin goes wide to the left. Hadn't thrown a pass yet, Rich. I formation, Stone Street close. Bradley Gordon's now deep out of the eye, giving Terman a rest. And we're going to run the option pitch to Gordon. And Gordon's into the second. Got a great block from Stone Street. He runs the football inside the 30, down to about the 27 or 28-yard line. And Stone Street just slaughtered that cornerback out there, Rich.
Stoney just put him right where he was looking up at the heavens. I tell you, the Colts have shown the ability to really go wide on the Colonels, and I think we're going to see just quite a bit of that until the Colonels can figure out a way to stop that little option play.
And that's running right at all-conference defensive end Ryan Strawbridge, by the way. Wide receivers both ways on second down and 1 yard to go. Colts are going to give it on the inside handoff to Gordon. And Gordon's going to get inside the 35-yard line down to about the 34 and is going to have first down yardage. Good offensive drive by the Colts.
Very good drive developing here, just as the first drive of the night was for them until they had the little miscue. But the Colts are looking good offensively, like you said, strictly on the ground.
We are approaching our voodoo zone, however, as we get inside the 20. And the Lee Academy Colts need to score tonight on this possession. And let's get a little confidence inside the 20. Who knows what may happen. We're going to run the option pitch to Gordon. He fumbles the football, but it's going to get back on it. He had running room again, Rich, to the corner, but the pitch was a little bit low, and Gordon made a good play to get back on it.
Made an excellent play to get back on that ball. It was rolling loose on the ground, but he was able to recover it, and loss of about a yard on the play. It brings up 2nd and 11 for the Colts. No score in the ball game. 3 minutes and 35 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
Bip Roberts checks in for Wayne Bolin, and Bip will go wide to the left. Ivy Dees will go wide to the right. And Stone Street and Gordon are split behind Duff, still looking at that 5-man Indianola Academy front. And we're going to run the option back to the right side. And Duff might have looked like he might have fumbled the football, but got back on it. And we have a flag on the play. Or is that just his towel? It was his towel ripped out, I think. First mistake Jimmy Harris has made this year, Rich.
Yeah, but we're going to let him stay right here with us, though.
3rd down and 7 yards to go for the Colts. 2:55 to go in the first quarter. Clock is running. Colts break huddle. Jack Laney leads the offensive line out. Ivy Dees goes wide to the left, and Wayne Bolin's wide to the right. On 3rd down and 7, big play for the Colts. I formation for the Colts. Stone Street close, Gordon deep. We're going to run the pitch to Gordon, and he's got blocking in front. And Gordon's down the sidelines and score a touchdown! Great offensive drive by the Lee Academy Colts, Rich. And I'm here to tell you, it looks like the Colts are ready to play.
Colts are looking exceptionally well right at this moment. I tell you what, the offensive line is really doing a good job up front. Stone Street leading the way for, was just out in front and doing a marvelous job of blocking and just gave him the sideline clear to the end zone.
6-0 Lee Academy Colts lead. 2:29 to go in the first quarter. George Miller will hold. Ivy Dees will kick. Jack Laney will snap. This has been an adventure all year. Laney gets a good snap back, and Dees kicks it up. Colts 7, Indianola Academy nothing. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football. Justin Casano and Will Jennings are deep to receive Wayne Bolin's kick. He's got it teed up at the 40. This has been another kind of sore spot for the Lee Academy coach, Rich, this kickoff coverage team. So we need to get some players down there. I see a couple of new faces in there, too. So Wayne Bolin approaches the kick and gets a line drive kick. It's fielded by number 32, and he's going to be tackled at the 40. He might have ran 2 yards before 4 or 5 Lee Academy Colts, led by Bip Roberts, and number 20, I think that's Mr. Spinks. It is Sam Spinks down there doing a good job for the Lee Academy Colts. And Indianola Academy has good field position, however. First down and 10 yards to go from their own 41. 2:24 to go in the first quarter. I believe that's as good offensively as we looked all year, Rich.
I don't think there's any question about that.
I formation for Indianola Academy. And they're going to run a pitch sweep out here to Jennings. And Jennings is trying to get to the corner. He's going to get to the corner, and Wayne Boland's going to run him down along with help from Scott Flowers. Going to pick up about 6 on the play, maybe 7. Brings up a second down now, 1:55 to go in the first quarter. Stone Street out there also. And pick up a 6, second down and 4.
Tell you, we've watched for the last 2 years that we've seen Will Jennings play. We've watched him go wide, and he's 5'8" and 158 pounds. And he can pick them up and lay them down.
They send a wide receiver to the left and to the right and a slot to the right. And Putnam is under the center, looking at a Lee Academy Colt 5-man front. And they're going to run the inside handoff to the fullback, Allen. And he's not going to get first down. That's number 5, not Allen. That is Dustin Williams, 6 foot, 229-pound fullback. Kerry Middleton on the stop for the Lee Academy Colts. Third down and 1 yard to go now. Jack Laney limping around out there, but I can tell you right now, they're going to have to get a winch and pull him off that field. And we have a timeout called by Indianola Academy on 3rd and 1. Timeouts on behalf of Indianola. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football. On the first play after the timeout, they give the football to the fullback. Right up the middle he comes, and I believe he's going to have first down yardage, Rich.
Looks like he's going to have it by about a half a yard. They're going to mark the ball about the 49-yard line of the Colts, and he needed to cross just over the 50, so it's going to be first and 10 for the Colonels from Indianola with 51 seconds remaining in this first quarter play.
And they barely made it, but he made it. Stone Street on the stop for the Colts. Clock is running with 50 seconds to go. They send a wide receiver to the left, a wide receiver to the right, and out of the I formation again. Putnam is under the center. Looking at the Lee Academy Colt 5-man front, and they throw the football, and it's going to be batted down at the line of scrimmage by Jack Laney. Got that big paw out of that number 63 jersey up there and batted it away and brings up second down and 10 yards to go for the Colonels.
Tell you what, did like all good defensive players do on a pass, just got his hands up high, and Putnam couldn't get it over his hands. He just knocked it high in the air, and it fell innocently to the ground. Second down and 10 for the Colonels.
Putnam steps into the huddle with a play from Coach Herbert Davis. And they break huddle and have it out of the I formation. They send a split receiver to the left and a slot to the left. And Colts they send motion back to the right now, and they have one running back now behind Putnam. He sprints to the right. He's looking, throws the football out here. It's going to be incomplete. No, it's going to be caught, and the Lee Academy Colts recover the fumble. I thought they were going to call it incomplete, Rich, but number 5, Dustin Williams, caught it and turned it over, and the Lee Academy Colts have it first down and 10 yards to go from their own 43. I think we got a break here, Rich.
Oh, well, I tell you what, it looked to me like, Albert, that he was sandwiched pretty good, and he dropped the ball as he was almost on the ground. So you call it a good break or what, but it's going to be Colt ball, the second mistake for the Colonels in so many offensive efforts that they've had.
If you listen to Coach Herbert Davis last night, his halftime interview with your buddy Pete Chopin at the junior high game, he said turnovers have been a problem, and we give the football on the outside, handoff in the veer, and that's Stone Street. He's inside of Indianola Academy's territory, down to the 45-yard line, first and 10 for the Lee Academy Colts.
I tell you, the Colts are playing like this is the first game of the last one, because they are really playing with some intensity there, and they are playing with a lot of authority right now. It looks like you can just feel the confidence beginning to kind of rise in them, Albert.
The first quarter is fixing to be over. It's 3 seconds to go. Lee Academy Colts lead at the quarter, 7-0. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football. On the first play of the second quarter, the Lee Academy Colts fumble the football on the option pitch and recover it back at about their own 36-yard line, but that's going to be a loss of about 19 yards, and now the Indianola Academy Colonels, the play has been reversed, and Indianola Academy has recovered the fumble. And there's an unsportsmanlike conduct against Coach Ricky Weiss.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, that's a mighty quick flag right there, because I think Coach Weiss was just kind of trying to figure out, hey, give me an explanation of what's going on. And all of a sudden,
there's a 15-yard step off.
And I'm going to tell you, he just pointed at Coach Weiss, and Coach Weiss is going to stare him down. But Coach Weiss still deserves.
I think Coach Weiss is going to get a timeout, and I think he's going to.
No, I'll tell you exactly what he's doing. He's going to stare that guy down. He's going to get another 15. Now, he's got a timeout.
Lee Academy Coach called timeout.
Now he's going to talk about it.
And we're going, as this timeout is being taken, we're going to pause just 30 seconds this time, Jeff. 30 seconds for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football. After the Lee Academy Colt bench has been penalized 15 yards for an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, and I believe, I don't know this for a fact, Rich, but I think the Lee Colts might have had an inadvertent whistle call on them. In other words, they blew the ball dead, and then when it squirted out the second time, and Lee got on it, it didn't count because Indianola had gotten back on it. They're holding Scott Flowers out there, and they finally called a penalty on it. And that's going to be a 10-yard hold against the Indianola Academy Colonels. I could see it up here. And he finally threw the flag. That'll be a 10-yard step off from about the 15-yard line. It'll put it back to the 25. So holding against the Colonels. I'll get an explanation of that at halftime, but I bet you, Rich, that it was an inadvertent whistle that blew that ball dead.
Of course, the problem you had not only with if that is the case, you had about a 25-yard loss on that play anyway because of the way the ball was moving around on the field out there, and then wind up having another 15 yards stacked onto it. A tremendous break for the Colonels.
So the Lee Academy Colts are going to be the beneficiary of a 10-yard holding penalty against the Indianola Academy Colonels. Pushes the football back to the 25. It is a spot foul, so it will only be a net 5-yard penalty against the Colonels. So it's first down and 15 yards to go. They break huddle, and they're in a 4-wide receiver set now with one running back behind Putnam. On 1st and 15, they send motion, and they're going to run the football, and it's going to be thrown out here on a swing pass to number 3. And number 3 is going to have a great tackle out there by Wayne Boland. I mean, that was picture book, Rich.
I'm going to tell you what, that's where speed comes in so handy because Putnam just checked off to the receiver. I didn't pick up his name on that one, but Wayne Boland just had the angle on him and just absolutely rolled him slap out of bounds, maybe a pickup of 2 yards on the play.
That was Hugh Allen Riddell, who was basically the safety valve receiver. I think they were trying to throw that football to the tight end, and the Lee Academy Colts did a good job of covering it. Colts are in a 5-man front now. And Indianola Academy once again sends motion, and they're going to run a little misdirection. Back over here to their tailback, Cassano, and Scott Flowers and Bradley Gordon are going to knock him down. Might have got a yard or 2 on the play. Lee Academy defense looks inspired, Rich.
They look inspired. I tell you what, when you penalize the bench, it's a lot of times those guys on the field will kind of raise their level of play one notch.
I guarantee you those players knew Coach Weiss was out on that field fighting for them, and so they're going to be out there on that field fighting for him. 10:25 to go in the first half. Colts lead 7-0. 3rd down and 12 yards to go now for Indianola. Four-man front for the Colts. Putnam straight back in the pocket to throw. Now sprinting to the right and throws the football. It's going to be caught by number 1. That is Evan Pugh, but he's going to be short of the first down yardage, I think, by about a yard. Colts were just a step away from putting pressure on Putnam that time. Scott Flowers from his right defensive end. It's going to be 4th down and 1 yard to go now. Big play for the Lee Academy Colts defense. 9:54 to go in the first half. Colts lead 7-0.
Well, I'm going to predict they're going to give it to their big fullback and just let him go right up the middle, Mr. Billy Allen, and see if he can't just grind out that 1 yard plus an inch.
They break huddle in the I formation with wide receiver right, wide receiver left on 4th down. And Putnam gives the football to the fullback, and he runs inside the 10-yard line down to about the 8-yard line before Wayne Bolin, along with number 50, Bradley Rybolt, trip him up. Kerry Middleton in there, Richard Lewis. But he's going to have first down and goal to go inside of Lee Academy's 10 at the 9. Boy, that was a big break, Rich, on that fumble. At the absolute worst, we were going to punt the football out of danger and put them back in their own territory. But now they're knocking it on the promised land, at the promised land's door. And they better hurry up or they're going to get a delay of game here. And out of this 5-man front for the Colts. 4 wide receivers for Indianola. Inside handoff to number 9, Allen. Fumbles the football and the Colts get on it. Indianola's turned it over again. And the Lee Academy Colts Harry Michael Middleton falls on it, and the Lee Academy Colts dodge another bullet. If you listen to Coach Herbert Davis last night in his halftime interview, he said they've had trouble with the turnover all year, and they've turned it over every single possession that they've had the football in the game.
They have lost the ball. They've had the ball 3 times. They have lost the ball 3 times by the way of the fumble. And boy, what a crucial mistake that may turn out to be right here.
Lee Academy has it first down and 10 yards to go from like our 2-yard line. And we're in the I formation, and they're in a 4-man front now, showing a blitz. And we give the football inside to Bradley Gordon, and Gordon gets out close to the 5-yard line. Let's give him about 2 yards on the play, brings up second down and 8 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts. 8:24 to go in the first half. Chris Lively checks into the football game for the Colts. Colts break huddle and send Chris Lively wide left. Ivy Dees is wide to the right. And out of the split backfield, we're going to give the football, going to fake the football, and Duff is going to be run down as he gets over the 5-yard line down to about the 7. Need to say hello to Chuck and Linda Clark, who tonight are not at the football game.
Well, we miss them. Chuck, we miss you not being here. And Linda.
Jimmy Harris said his name is Ryan Duran. What's that ambulance doing up there, Rich?
It's driving down Lee Drive right now, coming this way.
Out of the wishbone on 3rd down and 5 yards to go from about the 7-yard line. The Colts give the football off left tackle to, I can't tell who that is, like maybe Jason Carpenter. Jason Carpenter was who it was, backup fullback. He runs the football out to about the 10, maybe the 9. Let's give him the 10-yard line. Brings up 4th down and 3 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts. And we're forced to punt. And they get number 22, Casano, along with number 34, Jennings deep. And they're standing at about the 50. Wayne Bolin will be standing at about 2 or 3 steps inside of our end zone. And looks like they're going to try to block this thing. Gets a good snap, and he goes over his head, and we're going to get the kick away. Just a great athletic effort by Wayne Bolin, and we're going to down the football out over the 30 to the 32. So Wayne Bolin, the snap really wasn't that bad, I didn't think, Rich. It went through his hands, and they did not have the rush on, and Bolin went back and got it and punted the football out to the 32. So 22-yard punt over, which was almost a disaster.
Absolutely. Like you said, he did. The ball looked like it was snapped pretty well that time, but it just slipped right through his hands. They only had 2 guys coming, and he was able to get the ball kicked away. And Indianola has it pretty deep in the Colt territory, but let's see what the defense can do.
4 wide receivers for Indianola. They bring motion back to the left. They're going to give it inside to Jennings. Jennings is going to bang down to about the 30-yard line. Might have got just inside of the 30 before he's knocked down by Laney, Jason Carpenter, Scott Flowers, Stoney Stonestreet, all there doing a good job for the Lee Academy Colts. 6
Just lost a little bank of lights there.
And 8 seconds to go in the first quarter. Bradley Rybold is having a little bit of equipment problem. And it got dark all of a sudden.
Well, we lost just 3 or 4 light panels in that pole right behind the Colts there, so. And really got dark. It's just a little darker than it was.
It is Friday the 13th, isn't it, Rick?
It is. Is the moon out?
2nd down and 8 yards to go. Indianola, 4 wide receivers, Colts in a 5-man front, motion again. Straight back to throw, looks, throws it, complete, and going to be tackled by Christian Preuss. Short of the first down yardage, inside of the 25-yard line down to about the 22, and brings up 3rd down with 5:46 to go in the first half. 3rd down, a long 2, short 3 yards to go. Lee Academy Colt defense needs to tighten up here as Indianola trailing 7-0, but driving once again deep in Lee Academy territory. Jim Walker on single coverage out here at one of the cornerbacks, and they give the football on misdirection to number 3, and he's into the Lee Academy Colts secondary down to about the 9 or 10-yard line before Wayne Bolin knocks him down, and that's Jacob Lott, junior, 5'9", 143, and he runs the football, and Indianola Academy has it 1st down and goal to go inside of Lee Academy's 10 at the 9.
Indianola's not showing any real problem moving the ball against the Colts. They've just shot themselves in the foot the first 3 times with their own mistakes. So, this is going to be a tough physical game like we thought.
There's an inside handoff to Jennings, and Jennings is not going to get anything as Richard Lewis, Bradley Rybold, stop him. Might have gained a yard on the play. Let's call it 1 yard gain. 2nd down and 8 yards and goal to go for Indianola. Indianola breaks huddle once again in the 4 wide receiver set. 1 running back behind Putnam. Colts are in a 5-man front. They bring motion and give it on a sweep to Casano. Casano gets down inside of the 5-yard line to about the 2. Wayne Bolin, Richard Lewis, Jim Walker on the stop for the Lee Academy Colts. And brings up 3rd down now. 3rd down and goal to go from the Lee Academy Colt 2-yard line. Indianola trying to push the tying touchdown into the end zone and kick the tying extra point. Lee Academy coach get John Martin Harris into the football game in the goal line defense, an extra defensive lineman. And they line up in the I formation on 3rd down and goal to go from the 2. Putnam looking at a 6-man Lee Academy Colt front, gives the football to the fullback, and he's going to battle into the end zone for a touchdown. Colts had him stopped, but it just strong running, and he bulled his way into the end zone, and Indianola has scored to make it 7-6.
Dustin Williams that time was the runner, stands 6 foot, weighs 229 pounds, Albert. So pretty strong guy, big legs to stop all at one time.
And they try to run a 2-point conversion, and it's going to be no good. They tried to run an old 2-point conversion play where they just lined everybody up on the left-hand side, and the center just took the ball and passed it. It was no good. Lee Academy Colts lead 7-6. I do not understand that call, Rich.
I don't either. I mean, you're playing. You've got 4 minutes to go in the first half, and trailing by 1. Go ahead and then put it on the tee and try to kick it over like a conventional extra point. But obviously, Coach Davis had a reason for that, Albert.
Colts lead 7-6. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football. Dawson has the football teed up at the 40. Gordon and Bolin are deep, and they're off sides. couldn't tell what they were going to do. I think the Lee Academy Colts are just going to take it at the 36 if we have the option to not make them kick again.
Well, I tell you, Dawson started his approach to the ball and it just kind of stopped. And he gave fault to the guys that were offsides because they were kind of following his lead. But all of a sudden, I think he must have messed up on his counts, step count back to the ball.
And that was a dead ball foul, so we did not have the option of taking the ball where it was downed. And so they're going to have to kick the ball from the 35. So the Colts should get decent field position, as Philip Dawson, number 24, has not shown the propensity to kick the ball very deep, Rich.
No, if I was one of the upbacks, I'd be ready to field this one and move it as best we can.
Now Dawson's got it teed up at the 35. 4:08 to go in the first half. Colts lead 7-6. Dawson approaches the football and gets a low kick away that's going to be fielded by Bradley Gordon, and Bradley Gordon's going to get down on one knee to pick it up, and so the Colts did lose 6 or 7 yards as that football bounced around in our back with our deep backs for a few seconds there, and the Lee Academy Colts will have it first down and 10 yards to go from our own 28-yard line, leading in the football game 7-6, 4:02 to go in the first half. Colts have not really stopped Indianola a single time tonight. There's 3 turnovers. They have 3 turnovers and a touchdown. Colts break huddle and send Wayne Bolin wide to the right. Ivy Dees wide to the left. And we're in motion, but they don't call it. And Bradley Gordon breaks a tackle and comes out over the 35-yard line to about the 36. It looked to me like Bradley might have taken a step there early, but the official probably felt sorry for us because he called that 15-yard penalty on us when he knew he shouldn't have.
Yeah, that's right. Called it on the coach.
And he didn't call it.
I tell you, Jack Laney's got him a job right now. Mr. Ben Estes is nose to nose with him, and Mr. Ben Estes is 6'6", 345. So.
But do you notice that's where we're getting our yardage is right over Mr. Estes. And we run the option pitch out here to Gordon. And Gordon's into the secondary looking for one block. And Bradley Gordon gets a block. And Bradley Gordon's at the 40. Bradley Gordon's at the 30. Bradley Gordon's at the 20. Bradley Gordon's going to score a touchdown for the Lee Academy Colts.
65 yards on that little scamper. And I knew when it was him and number 51, I knew who the winner of that race was going to be.
That was an absolute no contest. Bradley Gordon got into the secondary, got a couple of great blocks downfield from George Miller. And the other wide receiver, I think it was either Bent Roberts or Wayne Bolin. I didn't see. We'll see it Thursday night on the replay. But I mean to tell you, Bradley Gordon has been an inch away from breaking a run like that all year, Rich, and he finally did. George Miller will hold, Jack Laney will snap, and Ivy Dees will try to put Lee Academy's 14th point on the board. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up. The kick is good. Lee Academy 14, Indianola Academy 6. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football. Wayne Bolin will tee the football up at the 40. And Justin Casano and Will Jennings will stand at about their 8-yard line. And the Lee Academy Colts have looked crisp here tonight, Rich, playing with as much emotion as we played with all year. And we lead 14-6 against a good Indianola Academy football team. Wayne Bolin will approach the football. The Lee Academy Colt kickoff team will be down the field, and Wayne Bolin will kick the football. It's going to bounce and going to be fielded by Jennings. And Jennings breaks out over the 20 and is going to be tackled. Might look like Jason Carpenter at about the 24-yard line. We'll wait. I see Sam Spinks and number 89, Chris Lively. And looked like that was Sam Spinks. I'm sorry. Good play down there by Sam. I saw the 3 but did not see the 4 there and called it. And John Martin Harris, number 61, down there also for the Colts. 2:48 to go in the first half. Colts lead 14-6. They break huddle with 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side, 1 running back behind Putnam. Putnam brings motion, and they run all this sweep stuff, a little misdirection. Number 22, Casano, is going to be tackled by Stone Street and Scott Flowers at the 25 or 26-yard line. Gain of 2 on the play. 2nd down and 8 yards to go. Boy, you think they got one more fumble in them, Rich?
Oh, I'm sure we're going to see another fumble before this game is over with. The game started out too much like that.
If I sounded like I didn't know who had the football, it's because I didn't know who had the football.
That's okay, Albert.
4 wide receivers now, 3 on one side for Indianola, and Putnam sprints to the right, getting pressure from Lewis. Throws the football incomplete. Intended out here for Casano, Richard Lewis, and Jack Laney, and Scott Flowers putting good pressure on Cleet Putnam, the junior quarterback, 5'11", 160. God, we got to look at him another year.
One more year.
3rd down and 8 yards to go for the Colts. As the Colts have got Indianola kind of back on their heels a little bit. And, boy, I'd like to get that football one more time before this half is over because I think we can score again.
Well, I don't think there's any question about it because they are really playing well out there tonight.
5-man front for the Colts, 3 wide receivers to the right for Indianola. We need a sack. Putnam sprints to the right, looking, throws it. It's going to be caught for 1st down yardage, out over the 34-yard line, very close to the 35-yard line. Number 1, Evan Pugh, senior, 5'8", 139-pounder, catches the football. Coverage out there by Christian Preuss along with Wayne Bolin, and that's 1st down yardage for Indianola. They trail 14-6 with 1:50 to go in the first half. They're in a 2-minute offense, no huddle. They've got 3 wide receivers to the left. Putnam sprints to the left, getting pressure from behind. Chased out of the pocket and throws. It's going to be intercepted by Jim Walker. Down the sideline he goes. Jim Walker's inside the 40 down to about the 38-yard line. And that football was tipped off the hands of number 2, Hugh Allen Rydell. And the Lee Academy Colts have it 1st down and 10 yards to go from Indianola Academy's 39. Senior cornerback Jim Walker intercepts the football, and Lee Academy has it 1st down and 10 from Indianola Academy's 39. One more touchdown would be huge here, Rich.
Absolutely. The good old tip drills played a major part in that one. Jim just came down with that deflected pass.
Colts in the I formation. Wayne Bolin split left. Ivy D's in the slot to the left. And we're going to run the option. Pitch out here to Turman. Turman gets a block, tries to spin, and fumbles the football, and Indianola Academy is going to fall on it at the 31. Good gracious alive. Looked like Chris tried to spin before the contact was there and lost the football, and Indianola Academy gets it 1st down and 10 yards to go from their own 31. Minute 15 to go in the first half. Indianola breaks huddle in the shotgun formation. No running backs behind Putnam. Colts in a 5-man front. 1:06 to go. Colts backing off in coverage, going to rush 4 men. And there's a snap back to Putnam. Putnam looking down the field, being chased out of the pocket. Putnam got to keep him in bounds, and he's going to run out and he's going to run out of bounds at about the 41-yard line. Dwayne Bolin popped him out of bounds, and he's going to be short of 1st down yardage. The big play there is the clock stops.
Right.
51 seconds. I'm sorry, Rick.
I was just going to say Wayne Bolin not only popped him, but he zapped him out of bounds that time. That was a pretty good lick that time that Bolin put on Putnam. Nowhere to go for him, though, but out of bounds after that lick.
2nd down and 1 yard to go for Indianola. They line up with no running backs behind Putnam. 5 wide receivers in the game. Colts in a 5-man front. Straight back to throws Putnam. Looking, throws the football deep downfield. It's going to be knocked down. Great play by Christian Preuss.
We got a flag in the backfield, but that was one heck of a play by Preuss back there because he timed his hit at the exact moment the ball landed with the official looking right at it, and he just ruled incomplete pass.
Christian Preuss and the football arrived at Mr. Jennings at exactly the same moment.
That'd be simultaneous, wouldn't it?
Simultaneous. He arrived at number 34 simultaneously with the football. Holding against the Indianola Academy Colonels. And this will be a 10-yard step off. The down really means nothing here. 42 seconds to go in the first half. We just want to put them as far away from our end zone as we can.
You know, I bet your good friend Bo Marley knew that was a simultaneous hit.
You know, Bo's a doctor. He knows what simultaneous means.
Can he spell it?
There's some people sitting out there without radios that don't know what simultaneous means, so I promise that. Out of the shotgun, Putnam straight back to throw and throws the football. It's caught by Jennings, and Jennings is knocked down by Bradley Rybolt along with Stone Street. 33 seconds to go, and Indianola Academy is going to call timeout. Timeout is on the field. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colts football. The Indianola Academy Colonels, they trailed in the football game 14-6 with 29 seconds to go in the first half. Colts in kind of a prevent defense with blazing speed man Wayne Bowling standing about at midfield. Putnam straight back to throw. Looking, and throws the football deep downfield, and it's going to be caught on a diving catch by number 22, Casano, inside of Lee Academy's 35-yard line, down very close to the 30. 22 seconds to go in the football game. I do not know if Indianola Academy they do not have a timeout left, and he's telling Putnam just to down the football over there. 22 seconds to go. As soon as they set this clock, the chains, he will just take the football and down it. Clock is running with 20 seconds. Putnam just throws the football down on the ground, and it stops with 18 seconds to go in the first half of the football game.
You got to give Putnam credit that time because he just reared back and threw it about as far as he could throw it, and Casano was just happened to be made a good catch on that ball, Albert.
It actually looked like the ball was going to be overthrown from up here, Rich, and he just made a great play.
He really did.
Second down and 10 yards to go, 18 seconds to go. If we can tackle them without letting them get out of bounds right here, this may be the last play of the first half. Colts in a 5-man front, and Putnam is going to take the football and going to go straight back in the pocket to throw. Now sprinting to the left and throws the football deep down the field into the end zone. It's going to be caught by number 2, but he's not going to get into the end zone.
Pass is complete to number 2.
That is number 2, Hugh Allen Riddell.
Yeah, now I believe that young man was hurt on that tackle because he came down in a very awkward position. Hugh Allen Riddell did, and he's in a little bit of pain out there.
As they are looking for the trainer now. I believe this youngster may be hurt.
Yeah, I think he is.
As we tend to this youngster, 10 seconds to go in the half. We're going to pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football. Indianola Academy has it first down and goal to go at the 1. Just 2 tremendous catches on this drive by the Indianola Academy wide receivers, and we're going to have to hold them out of the end zone. 1 play, Rich. 10 seconds to go in the half. Colts lead 14-6. This is the biggest play of the game so far, as it's going to be a tremendous rush for Indianola if they score coming into the second half, or it's going to be a great rush for the Lee Academy Colts if we can hold them out. They run a pitch sweep to Jennings, and Jennings is not going to get in. The Lee Academy Colts stop him, and this first half of this football game is over. Lee Academy Colts, the half is over. And this football game, the half is here. We think the half is here. The Colts are all running to the dressing room, and this half is over. Lee Academy leads 14-6 at the half.
I'm going to just tell you one thing. I can't understand that play. They've gone wide. They've gone up the middle and been able to get a yard or 2 every time, but they elected to go wide that time. And that coach, for Coach Davis, is not happy because...
But I'm going to tell you something, Rich. That is his fault. That is not the referee's fault.
Ain't no question
he
about
saved that time out too long, and he made a mistake. And they called a 15-yard penalty on us for that a minute ago, and so I don't know why they don't call one on him.
Well, it's 14-6 at halftime here.
I tell you, that was not a very good job right there by
clock management.
Of clock management by the Indianola coaching staff, because they had a timeout left, and they should have took that timeout. I tell you, they should have took it before that last play.
Absolutely, no question about it. And we see the young man, number 2, that was Hugh Allen Riddell. He's walking gingerly across the field, but looks like he's going to be okay, Albert, so we're thankful for that.
First half is over. We're going to come back with the Lee Stampede after this 2-minute break, Jeff. 2-minute break for this word from our sponsors. So we're in for one whale of a second half. I kind of got a feeling, Rich.
Oh, I think it's going to be a great. I tell you, it's been a great ball game. The first 24 minutes tonight. So he's got David Hunt down there, though. David can spell it.
We need this.
It might take him about 3 pages, but he can spell it.
We need this second half to get underway quick. As Boland's got it teed up at the 40, Cassano and Jennings are standing at about the 8 or 9 yard line. And last week against the SBEC Trojans, they returned the second half kickoff 90 yards for a touchdown and broke the Lee Academy Colts back. Oh, we can't take a commercial, but we sure do need to. Wayne Boland's got it teed up at the 40, and Cassano and Jennings are standing at about the 8.
Take deep breaths, Albert.
The referee's whistle is blown, and this second half, which I'm expecting to be a great second half, is underway, and Wayne Boland kicks the football to the 11-yard line, and Cassano takes it at that point, and Cassano breaks into the secondary, and once again, Lee Academy Colts are having trouble covering kicks as Wayne Boland runs the football inside of Lee Academy Colt territory to the 49-yard line. The nose of the football will be just inside the 50, and Wayne Boland, the last man between Justin Cassano and the promised land. And Wayne brings him down, and the Lee Academy Colt defense is going to be tested again on the first drive of the second half. They line up. They don't have but 10 men on the field. I don't think they got but 10 men on the field.
Well, I think that's what the
and they're
quarterback is
waiting
pointing
for,
out now.
as Hugh Allen Rydell was hurt, and they're going to have to take a timeout.
Boy, that's a waste.
Indianola Academy has to take a timeout on the first play of the second half. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football. That's their first timeout. Write that down. On the first play after the timeout, Indianola Academy gives the football on misdirection to Cobb, and he runs the football for almost 10 yards, might have been for 10 yards, as we're going to have a measurement as referee Emmett Simpson has called a timeout. And they will measure this football and see if they have the first down. And it's going to be short by about a half a yard. I'd like to remind Jeff back at the studio if he can get any scores for us to pass along tonight. At the next commercial break, pass them on to us. Basically looking for Pillow and whatever Pillow score in, or Kirk or Washington. Any one of those three games would be fine with us. Clarksdale High School. 11:14 to go in the third quarter. And they're faced with second down and less than a yard. Good play for a bomb here, Rich. Rich, people can't see you shaking your head up and down. You need to say something on the radio. 5-man front for the Colts. They're in with 4 wide receivers in the game. Hugh Allen Riddell is back in. Quarterback almost fumbled the football. And there's downfield to Riddell, and Riddell's going to be overthrown. Hugh Allen Riddell, the youngster that was shaken up.
And he's still hurting.
And he's still getting up a little bit gimpy, and Putnam has had trouble handling the last 2 snaps. So it's third down and still less than a yard to go for the Indianola Academy Colonels. They trail 14-6 with 11 minutes to go in the third quarter. They have 4 wide receivers now in the game, 2 to the right, 2 to the left, 1 running back behind Putnam. Putnam's going to run a quarterback sneak. And number 59, Richard Lewis, gets up under there, submarines, grabs a hold of his leg, but I believe he's going to have first down yardage just inside of the 40-yard line. And I mean, he barely got it, Rich, but he got it.
He barely got it. I tell you, about a half length of the football is what he accomplished that time. But like you said, it's 1st and 10 for the Colonels from just inside the Colt 40-yard line.
Indianola breaks huddle. Coach still in there, 5-man front. We got Jack Laney and Scott Flowers at defensive ends now. We probably should have pointed that out in the first half. Good color man would have done that. There's an inside handoff to number 22, Cassano. And Cassano is going to be tackled by Jason Carpenter along with Wayne Boland. And they run the football inside of Lee Academy Colts 35 down to the 30 and very close to first down yardage again as they're running misdirection out of the double wing formation. Old wing T looking deal, except only one running back. And getting good yardage. Short of the first down by about a half a yard. Second down and less than a yard to go. Colts still in the 5-man front. Putnam brings motion. Going to give the football on the sweep to number 3. And he's going to get in the Lee Academy Colts secondary. And Wayne Boland's going to run him down as he gets inside the 20 down to the 19.
Good execution going on now by the Colonels from Indianola. They are picking up well where they left off in the first half. Moving the ball quite well on the outside corners.
10:08 to go in the third quarter. First down and 10 yards to go for Indianola. Colts out of the 5-man. Give the football off tackle to Jennings. And Bradley Rybolt and a host of Lee Academy Colts are going to knock him down. Jack Laney strips the football away, but it's going to be blown dead. Gain of maybe a yard on the play. Well, it's not going to be a yard gain, but let's just see. Going to gain less than a yard. Let's call it second down and 10. Call it no gain. Rybolt and the whole interior Lee Academy defensive front making the tackle there. 9:33 to go in the third quarter. Colts lead 14-6. Second down and 10 for Indianola. Once again, 4 wide receivers. And they're going to run the inside handoff to Jennings. And Jennings is going to get down short of the 15-yard line, down to about the 16-yard line. Where Scott Flowers, I think with a little help from Jason Carpenter. Stop Jennings. It's third down and 6 yards to go. Let's call it close, probably closer to 3rd and 7 now. Big play for the Colt defense here. Leading 14-6. Putnam, once again with 4 wide receivers in the game, under the center. Colts in a 5-man front, brings motion. And there's the inside handoff, and this youngster is going to be tackled short of the 15-yard line at about the 16. Might have got a yard. Brings up 4th down now, 4th down and 6 yards to go. And Indianola, I'm sure, will go for this. Let's call it no gain, 4th and 7.
Cal Finney giving those defensive instructions fast and furious to his defensive unit on the field at the moment.
6:23 to go in the third quarter. Indianola breaks huddle. And once again, they're going to have trip receivers to the left. This is a throwing down for them. 5-man front for the Colts. Colts are blitzing. Now we back off into coverage, and we throw the football incomplete, intended for Hugh out and Riddell. Lee Academy Colts will take over. First down and 10 yards to go from their own 16-yard line. Good defensive stand by the Colts.
Excellent defensive stand that time by the Colts. And I tell you, I'm just watching that Hugh Allen Riddell, and I believe that kid is still smarting from that tackle he had right before halftime, because he's just not as crisp on his cuts, and he's just not looking that well. But the Colts did hold. They take over the ball. First and 10 for the Colts. 8 minutes and 4 seconds to go in the third quarter.
It is definitely, Hugh Allen Riddell is definitely hurting. I don't think there's any question about that. Lee Academy Colts have moved the football well tonight on the ground. Let's see if Indianola Academy has made any adjustments at the second half. The Colts are in an I formation. Wide receivers on both sides, and we're going to give the football straight off tackle to Turman. And Turman fights over the 20, out to about the 21. He's going to pick up about 4 yards on the play before he's knocked down. Straight off right tackle right behind Jonathan Poole, and Chris Turman a little slow getting up there. Might have had the breath knocked out of him. Now he's hustling back to the huddle. That's another tough kid. Bradley Gordon will get into the football game and going to give Chris a little break here. Chris had a little bit of a hip problem all year, but I believe this time he just had the breath knocked out of him. Split backfield now for the Colts. Wide receiver left, slot left. Tight ends on the right-hand side. We give it to the fullback, Stone Street. And right up the middle he comes, and Stone Street gets out to about the 34-yard line before the Indianola Academy Colonels are able to bring him down. And I mean to tell you, our offensive line is doing a great job, Rich.
Again, this half, just like they were doing the first half, a wonderful job of blocking up front. And I'll tell you, Stone Street is just a good, solid runner. He's strong, and he's just hard to bring down.
Jack Laney leads the offensive line out. Richard Lewis, Kerry Middleton, Russell Harris, Jonathan Poole, Scott Flowers. Split backfield again for the Colts. Inside handoff to Gordon. And Gordon's out over the 40. Gordon's down to the 43, 44-yard line. Great second effort by Bradley Gordon. Great blocking up front by the Lee Academy Colts.
Right side of the line doing an excellent job of opening holes, and Gordon doing a good job of picking his way through there. Good individual effort, like you said.
Very close to a first down,
absolutely.
but now they're going to.
Correction, it's on the 33.
And it's second down and 1 yard to go for the Lee Academy Colts. We're going to catch him walking up to stop this run a minute, and we're going to hit the deuce down the sidelines for a touchdown. I formation for the Colts. 5-man front for Indianola Academy. And we give the football on the inside handoff to the fullback, Stone Street. And he's into Indianola Academy territory, down to about the 48-yard line. And boy, Rich, I can't say it enough, our offensive line is doing an absolutely great job up front.
They are in control at the moment. They are doing what they have to do, and they obviously are focused on their job and doing it quite well.
Bolin and Ivy Dees get back into the football game for the Colts, and Wayne Bolin will go wide to the left. Ivy Dees will be in the slot to the left. Tight end Scott Flowers is lined up on the right-hand side, and out of the split backfield. We're going to run the option, and Andrew Duff is going to keep it and get down to about Indianola Academy's 45-yard line, and they're trying to strip the football away from our runners every time. He's tackled short of the 45. Let's call it the 46. Gain of 2 on the play. Second down and 8 yards to go for the Colts. Colts lead 14-6. Is that a 5 or a 6 on the scoreboard there, Rich?
That's 5:37.
5:37 to go in the third quarter. Lively's wide left. Ivy D's slot left. Out of the I formation, 5-man front. They got a guy lined up offside. And there's the option out here to Gordon. And Gordon breaks a tackle, and down the sidelines he goes. And Bradley Gordon's going to be knocked down inside the 25-yard line, down to about the 22. Lee Academy Colts have got Indianola knocked back on their heels, and Scott Flowers is shaken up back here. Lee Academy coach Scott Flowers may be having an ankle problem. He's trying hard to get up, and he's going to get up. And he's having trouble putting pressure on that ankle, and that will leave a severe hole in. It looks like he's got a cramp. And that's good news, as they're pulling his toes back, and Scott Flowers has got a cramp, and it is not an ankle injury. As this whole crowd breathes a sigh of relief. And the Lee Academy Colts have Lively wide left. Dees in the slot to the left. And we run the inside handoff to Bradley Gordon. And Gordon gets inside the 20 down to about the 18-yard line. Gain of maybe a yard on the play. Good to see Scott Flowers walking off. Boy, I thought for a minute, Rich, it hurt his ankle. But it was a cramp. Bolin and George Miller check into the football game for Lively and Dees. On second down and 9 yards to go, the Colts break huddle. Wayne Bolin goes wide to the left. George Miller will be in the slot to the left. 4:24 to go in the third quarter. Colts lead 14-6. We bring motion back to the right in the form of George Miller, and we're going to give the football on counter to Gordon. Gordon's into the secondary. Bradley Gordon scores a touchdown! Lee Academy Colts have driven the football 64 yards, all on the ground, Rich. And man, oh man, what a job our offensive line is doing.
You just can't say enough about them, as we said all night long. They're winning the war in the trenches. And tell you what, 64 yards on top of that 179 in the first half. Every inch of yardage tonight by way of the rush.
The Lee Academy Colts have not thrown a pass tonight. And now you're going to have to go back a long way to find that. Miller will hold. High snap. It's going to be fielded by Dees. Looking. Dees needs to throw it away. It's going to be tackled. High snap, and George Miller was not able to pull it down. And Lee Academy practices that, I can tell you that. So instead of a 15-point lead, now we're going to have a 14-point lead. Still 2 touchdowns and 2 one-point conversions to tie it up. And Indianola looks tired, Rich. They are not very thick in numbers. Wayne Bolin has it teed up at the 40. I see Coach Kyle Finney patting John Martin Harris on the top of the head, telling him to get out there and get this tackled. Don't let him run this kickoff back to midfield again. Coach Ricky Weiss, the most animated I've seen him all year, Rich.
He's in there talking to the troops, getting them fired up here. You know, it'd be nice to pin them, give them about a 3-yard. They're fired up, aren't they? John Martin's getting them all revved up and ready to go out there.
Will Jennings and Justin Cassano, are standing at about their own 8-yard line.
You like that name, don't you, Cassano?
That sounds like a fullback to me, man.
Justin Cassano.
The only thing it would be better if his name was Rocky Cassano.
Rocky Cassano.
Wayne Bolin has it teed up at the 40. Cassano and Jennings are standing at the 8. Kick it in the end zone, Wayne. Waiting referee Emmett Simpson's whistle. Lee Academy Colts are ready. Bolin approaches the football and gets the kick away, and it's going to be fielded on a 1-hop by number 25, and he's going to be tackled by Bip Roberts along with number 62, Jonathan Poole, and along number 30, Chris Walker. And that is number 20, Sam Spinks. So Sam Spinks and Chris Walker, excellent special team players for the Lee Academy Colts down there doing a job. And the Lee Academy Colts go on defense leading 20-6 with 4:03 to go in the third quarter. Defense is going to have to continue to play hard, Rich, because Indianola probably can score in bunches. 4-man front for the Colts. Putnam is going to run the straight handoff. Right off right guard to to number 34, Jennings. And Jennings is going to get about 3 yards on the play, make it 2nd down and 7 yards to go. 3:47 to go in the third quarter. Run, clock, run. Rich, pick up anytime you want. I drink my Coke here. 3:34 to go in the. They're going to run an inside handoff here to number 22, Cassano. They've got us walled off pretty good, and we're going to run him out of bounds, and he's going to run the football out over the 40. Going to be tackled at about the 41. I think it's going to be short of the first down. Tackled out there by Scott Flowers along with Jim Walker.
He is going to be short of the first down by about 1 yard, it looks like. It's going to bring up third down and 31 for the Colonels. Ball on their own 41-yard line.
Colts leading 20-6 as we have the Marie Steen scoreboard. She fussed at me the other day. Said we didn't give the score enough.
I thought it was the Don Ship scoreboard. It's Marie's now?
Yeah.
Okay.
3rd and 1. Colts in a 6-man front. Straight handoff in there to the fullback. He pops out over the 45-yard line out to about the 46. That's number 5, Dustin Williams. Tackled by Richard Lewis. 1st down and 10 yards to go for Indianola as they're at the 45. And they've shown the ability to move the football, but the Lee Academy Colt defense has bent but has not broken. 2:40 to go in the third quarter. They are in a 4 wide receiver set, 2 on each side, 1 running back behind Putnam. They bring motion, and they run the football straight up the middle of the fullback, Williams again. He's inside of Lee Academy Colt territory down to about the 49-yard line, where Kerry Middleton tripped up also by Bradley Rybolt. Jason Carpenter in there for the Colts. Pickup of about 6 on the play. Make it 2nd down and 4. 2 minutes and 5 seconds to go now in the third quarter. Clock is running. Colts lead 20-6. It's been a good football game, Rich.
So far it has been.
They send 2 wide receivers on each side again. They'll bring motion back one way, I'm sure. And they do, back to this side, and they give the football inside of the fullback again, Williams, and he's going to bull his way inside of Lee Academy's 45-yard line down to about the 42. And that number 5, Dustin Williams, is 6 foot, 229-pound fullback, and he's a load.
He's loaded. He's been a workhorse the last 3 plays because they've gone straight up the gut with the Colonels. So and doing having pretty good success at it right now.
First down and 10 yards to go for Indianola. They're moving the football in Putnam. Once again, 4 wide receiver set, 1 running back. Bring motion. This time they're going to give it on misdirection to number 22, Castano. And Scott Flowers and Jason Carpenter are all over him. No, that's Jack Laney. I'm sorry. Jack Laney and Jason Carpenter are all over him. From his right defensive end position, number 63 has probably had every injury in the book this year and has not missed a snap. Except during the Pillow game.
Absolutely.
When he dislocated his shoulder.
They've seen that play too many times tonight, and they just told Mr. Casino, not this time.
1:07 to go, 1:03 to go now in the skip 4 seconds there.
That's all right.
Second down and 12 yards to go for Indianola. Straight back to throw is Putnam, and he's got a swing pass out here to Jennings, and Jennings is going to run the football down the sidelines. He's going to be tripped up as he gets inside the 30-yard line by Wayne Bolin, down to about the 25. 47 seconds to go in the third quarter. Good play that time by Indianola.
Will Jennings doing what he does best, and that's just getting to the side and running, because he's, like I said, we've seen him for all of his career now, and he's a fleet-footed young man that can move rather quickly.
Clock will set and start running now. 45 seconds to go in the third quarter. They have wide receivers on both sides now, 1 running back behind Putnam. We are in a 4-man front with 4 linebackers. They bring motion and hand the football to Cassano. Cassano's at the corner. Cassano running the football inside of Lee Academy's 15-yard line down to about the 11-yard line before he's knocked down. Clock is stopped, and that's going to be first down yardage for the Indianola Academy Colonels at the Lee Academy Colt 11-yard line. So I don't know what they're doing out there on the corner, but they're getting us outnumbered somehow. 24 seconds to go in the third quarter. A month of time left in this football game. Putnam, 1 wide receiver way to the right. They're going to throw a look into him, I feel like. Putnam going to give the football on misdirection to the number 22, Cassano. And the Colts like to have Putnam for a loss as number 50, Bradley Rybolt, submarined under the center and grabbed Putnam. And he's going to gain about 2 yards on the play. Third quarter's over. Colts lead 20-6. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football.
Hey, I've only...
On the first play of the fourth quarter, they're going to run the sprint draw to Jennings, and he's not going to get to the 10-yard line. The Lee Academy Colts, led by Jason Carpenter, Stony Stonestreet, knocked Jennings down short of the 10 at the 11-yard line and brings up third down and 7. Scott Flowers got another cramp, and we do not need for him to come out of the football game. I can promise you that. He's going to try to stay in on this big third down and 8 now for the Indianola Academy Colonels. Passing situation. And they line up with, Rich, I swear, I think their quarterback is hurt. Putnam's under the center, and he's going to sprint to the right to throw. Colts in coverage, looks good, passes the football, overthrown. Intended out here for number 1, Evan Pugh. Good coverage by Chris Lively, along with Jason Carpenter, Christian Preuss, Wayne Bolin, and brings up fourth down now. 4th down and 8 yards to go for the Indianola Academy Colonels, and they've got to get down to about Lee Academy's 2.5-yard line for a first down. Another big play. 11-17 to go into the football game.
Putnam that time just ran out of receivers. I mean, he had 1 guy in the corner, but he had to throw the ball basically out of bounds. Good coverage that time by the secondary for Lee Academy.
4th down and 8 yards to go. Indianola lines up in a 4 wide receiver set, only 1 running back. Good spot for a screen here. 4th and 8. Putnam straight back in the pocket to throw, looking, getting a little bit of pressure, throws the football down in the end zone. It's going to be caught for a touchdown. Number 42, that's Jason Cobb, caught it for a touchdown to make it 20-12. And Indianola will get their extra point team into the football game. As they may try to go, they are lined up in that funny 2 formation again. Sandlot 2 formation, as my good buddy Richard Webster called it. Hugh Allen Riddell. And now they're going to run, and they're going to run the actual extra point now as they sprint back over, line up for the extra point. 20-12 is the score. Snap is back. It's a little high. Pull down. Kick is up. Kick is good. Lee Academy 20, Indianola Academy 13. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football. Dawson has the football teed up at the 40. Wayne Bolin and Bradley Gordon are standing at about the 10. This guy can't kick it twice and get it to the 10, Rich.
I think you're right.
As he gets another squibber away, that's going to go out of bounds. Inside of Lee Academy's 30, the Colts will take over first down and 10 yards to go from our own 35-yard line. Each team has had the football one possession, isn't that right?
That's correct.
And we're 11:09 to go in the football game. Colts will take it first down and 10 at the 35, I'm sure. And Hugh Allen Riddell, number 2, is still trying to play on that gimpy leg, which will give you some idea about their depth. Tough kid, though, Rich. He's played well.
He has played
Made
well.
a terrific catch right at the end of the first half, down to the 1-yard line.
I tell you, he did a terrific job of just holding on to that ball because he was hurt as he landed.
Colts now leading 20-13. Need to get some offensive, couple of first downs here, and then maybe 4 or 5 first downs and a touchdown. How about that?
I know we're not going to throw the ball, but I tell you what, Hugh Allen Riddell would be a prime candidate to be tested right now.
Colts break huddle and send Wayne Bolin wide to the right. Ivy D's wide to the left. This has been a really good football game. Out of the I formation, Colts run the inside handoff to Turman. And Turman's out over the 40, out to about the 41-yard line before he's knocked down. Good bit of running there by senior tailback Chris Turman. Pickup of about 6 on the play. Second down and 4 yards to go.
Tell you what, I don't think we've had a flag this half, nor have we had a fumble. We had 10 fumbles in the first half alone and 4 flags. So, this second half is up and down the field.
Stone Street replaces Bradley Gordon for the Colts. Give Bradley a little break. And Stone Street, to me, would be the prime target to get this football here, as they're showing blitz, and we give it to Stone Street. And he's going to get first down yardage out over the 46-yard line. First down and 10 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts. And I tell you, we're doing something up front that they cannot stop. First down and 10 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts. 10:26 to go in the football game. Boy, I don't want to look ahead, but I can't tell you how big a win this would be right here, Rich.
The first game of the season.
Bradley Gordon. Coach Ricky Weiss has cut this season down to a 4-game season. We're actually 0-0 right now, and we line up in the I formation. And they're showing blitz, and we bring motion back to the right in the form of Ivy D's, and we give the football on misdirection to Gordon. And Gordon's into the secondary and breaks a tackle. And he runs the football inside of Indianola Academy's 45-yard line down to about the 44 or the 43. And once again, good blocking up front by the Lee Academy Colt offensive line. Great effort by Bradley Gordon. And he's going to get close to first down yardage. It looks like he may have it, Rich. I lost my shoe.
He does. Find your shoe because he got a first down. That'll give you a little bit of break to get your shoe back on. Bradley Gordon, again, good individual effort that time, running the football, picking and choosing the hole.
Lee Academy breaks the huddle and sends Wayne Bolin wide to the left. George Miller in the slot to the left. Anybody that didn't come to this football game tonight is missing a terrific game. Split backfield for the Lee Academy Colts. We're going to run the dive handoff to Stone Street. And Stone Street breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage and runs inside the Indianola Academy 30 down to the 27-yard line.
Colts doing exactly what they needed to do with this drive, and that's to regain the control of the football game and just move it methodically downfield.
While we have a break here, we want to congratulate Coach Rocky Fedrick and his Oakhurst Junior High football team. Went to Tupelo yesterday and handed the Tupelo Golden Wave their first junior high loss at home in 7 years.
In 7 years, I heard that. Rocky, congratulations, man. We're proud of you.
First down and 10 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts. We have a wide receiver left and a slot to the left. Out of the I formation, 4-man front for Indianola. Lee Academy on 1st and 10. They're going to give the football on right up the middle of Stone Street. He's going to get close to the 25-yard line. Might have got a yard or two on the play. And he's going to bring up 2nd down and 9. Run clock. 9:07 to go in the football game.
Saw another friend of yours today. Said we hadn't said hello to her in a long time.
What?
Nan Antisi.
Nan Antisi, one of my very, very favorite young ladies. And little Tony.
Little Tony.
Big Wayne.
Big Wayne. And they have a new baby.
They have a new baby.
That's
they
right.
Sure do. That I don't.
I was waiting on you to call the name. Nan, sorry. Albert didn't know. I'll tell him after the break.
2nd and 8. Colts. Out of the split backfield. Gives the football to Gordon. And Gordon's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Looks like that might have been one that Andrew Dove should have kept. And he's pointing to himself, looking over here at Coach Ricky Weiss. Gain of about, let's call it no gain on the play. 3rd down and 8 yards to go.
Do you think the Colts have ever played a football game without throwing the ball once?
I do not know, but we're going to throw this time. 3rd down and 8 yards to go for the Colts with 8:03 to go in the football game. Wayne Bolin goes wide to the left. Ivy Dees is wide to the right. And out of the split backfield, 4-man front, they're showing blitz, and we call timeout. Timeout for the Lee Academy Colts. We lead 20-13. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football. 3rd down and 8 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts. Colts lead 20-13. We break huddle. Wayne Bolin goes wide to the left. Ivy D's in the slot to the left. They're in a 4-man front. Duff sprints to the... There's pass interference right there on Indianola, as that football would have been caught by Ivy D's, but number 3, so the Colts still have not thrown a pass in the game because that's a penalty, that does not go down as an attempt.
Absolutely
but that'll
not.
be 1st down yardage for the Lee Academy Colts, as that's a half the distance to the goal line penalty. And that was an obvious pass interference call, as I believe Ivy would have caught that football had he not been interfered with.
No question about it. Number 3, that was Mr. Jacob Lotto, just came in a little bit early on him. Mr. Jacob Lott taking the place of Mr. Hugh Allen Riddell.
Are you saying that he did not get to the – he didn't arrive simultaneously with
that
the
was
football?
not a simultaneous collision with the ball. That was a Hoover.
1st down and 10 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts, leading 20-13. And boy, a touchdown here would be so big. Lee Academy out of the I formation, Stone Street close, Gordon deep. They're still in a 4-man front. They've dropped out of that 5 as we was knocking that. And there's the option pitch to Gordon. Gordon looking for a block, fights inside the 10, down to about the 7 or the 8-yard line, and just good option read by senior quarterback Duff. Good pitch. Gordon caught it on the dead run and picks up 5 yards. 2nd down and 5 yards to go for Lee Academy. Let's call it 2nd and 4. Got to get just inside of the 5 for a 1st down. Clock is running with 7:18 to go in the football game. Has not been but 3 possessions in this second half. 1 for Lee and a touchdown, 1 for Indianola and a touchdown, and this one for the Lee Academy Colts. 2nd down and 4 yards to go for the Colts. Bip Roberts goes wide to the right. George Miller's wide to the left. Stone Street and Gordon are split behind Duff. Tight end Flowers had lined up on the left-hand side. They're in a 4-man front still. And we're going to give the football to Stone Street. He would have scored easily, but we have a flag on the play. Delay of the game against the Colts. Delay of the game against the Colts. Stone Street would have walked into the end zone for a touchdown. And that'll be a 5-yard step off and make it 2nd down and 9. Delay of game against the Colts.
He's 2nd and 9 after the penalty was assessed from the 11.
Well, the Colts a little bit late getting the play into the game. Might have been a quick clock that time, too, a little bit, Rich.
Seemed to me like it ran pretty quick that time.
And once again, they line up in a split backfield. They're in a 4-man front still. Good gracious alive. Look at the gap between our tackle and our end. And we're going to give the football to Stone Street up the middle, and he gets to the 5. And he was just a step away from carrying it the distance. Number 5 for them, Dustin Williams, makes the stop. And that's a pickup. Let's call it 6 on the play. No, let's call it 5 on the play. Got the 5 back from the penalty. Third down and 4 yards to go. Clock is running with 6:28 to go in the football game. Colts in a wishbone formation now, 2 tight ends. And Duff is going to give the football to Carpenter, and Carpenter's going to bull his way down inside the 5 and is going to get very close to first down yardage, but I think he's going to be a little bit short by about a yard and a half, and brings up fourth down. Colts are going to get Wayne Boland. Ivy D's back into the football game. No, they get Ivy D's and Wayne Boland and Bradley Gordon into the football game. We take out Stanley, Jason Carpenter. One more player's got to go out. Out comes Rybold. We line up with 2 wide receivers to the left and split backfield, and we're going to call timeout. Good call by Andrew Duff. We didn't have the people out there that he wanted on 4th and 2. He calls time. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. Colts lead 20-13. Lee Academy Colts attempt a field goal on 4th down and 2 yards to go and miss it, and Indianola Academy will take over first down and 10 yards to go from their own 20, and they're trying to get the tying touchdown with 5:26 or 6:26, Rich? Can't read it.
I think it's 5:26 to go.
So Indianola on 4th and 2, the Lee Academy Colts did not go for it, tried to kick a field goal, which would have basically put it almost out of reach. And now we've got to play some defense. We've got to stop them. Cleet Putnam with a great arm is limping up behind his offensive line, and they're in 4 wide receiver set, 1 running back behind Putnam. And Putnam is going to give the football on misdirection to Cassano, and he's going to run the football out over the 20 to about the 24 where he's knocked down, and he's shaking up on the play with 5:16 to go, maybe 6:16 to go in the football game. Pick up a 4 on the play. 2nd down and 6. Bradley Gordon on the stop for the Lee Academy Colts. They break huddle with 4 wide receivers again, 1 running back. They're going to throw this time. 2nd and 6. And Putnam is going to give the football on the sweep to Cassano. And Cassano is going to get first down yardage. We're going to keep him in bounds to keep the clock running. And he gets out over the 30 to about the 34. 4:51 to go in the football game. And this is going to be right to the very end, Rich.
No question about it. The 4th time either team's had possession this time, and we've had 2 scores and 1 attempted score. So Indianola running the ball for the 2nd time this half, isn't it?
4:49 to go in the football game. Putnam is going to straight back in the pocket to throw. Looking. Throws just going to be overthrown out here, intended for Cassano. Good coverage by Bradley Gordon. Wayne Boland also. Christian Preuss out there for the Lee Academy Colts. Stops the clock with second down and 10 with 4:40 to go in the football game. Colts lead 20-13.
Big time for the Colts to come step forward and let their defensive talent show here. Would love to get the ball back one more time.
Defense has done it all year long. And out of the 4-man front, Colts are putting pressure, trying to throw the swing pass out here to Jennings, and he's going to throw it away. Incomplete pass. Scott Flowers did a great defensive job on that, Rich, as he did not let Jennings get out of the backfield for the swing pass, which was a big play for them earlier in the football game. And Scott Flowers
just doing a good job of rerouting Mr. Jennings' pathway that time, and Mr. Quarterback, that's Mr. Putnam, just didn't have anywhere to go with the ball.
3rd down and 10 yards to go for Indianola.
A big 3rd down.
They have 3 wide receivers to the right, and Putnam sprints to the right. And Flowers is looking, throw's going to be incomplete. Looks like that Tony Stonestreet might have got a hand on it and might have tipped it. We won't know till Thursday night, but it brings up 4th down for the Indianapolis Colts. 4th down and 10, and Indianola calls timeout. They're 2nd of the night. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy Colt football. Fourth and 10. That's what it's all about right here.
They got to get to the 45, man.
second touchdown of the night on a 4th down play a minute ago. And they have it now 4th and 10 with 3 wide receivers to the right-hand side, and Putnam sprints to the right. Looking, intercepted and dropped by Christian Preuss, but it's going to be the Colts are going to take over. 1st down and 10 yards to go at the Indianola Academy 35-yard line, and Christian Preuss might have been headed to the promised land had he held on to that one.
Oh, I don't think there's any question about that. He was headed to the promised land, and I think that was Hugh Allen Riddell out there on the intended receiver, and he was the only intended receiver because everybody else was just hanging back for blocking purposes on that one. Putnam just unable to get the ball to him, and Preuss making a heck of a defensive play. 1st and 10 for the Colts.
4:23 to go in the football game. Colts lead 20-13. We line up with Bolin wide left, Dees in the slot to the left. Split back formation for the Colts, looking at a 4-man Indianola Academy front, and we just give the football to Stone Street. Right off right tackle, and Stone Street breaks a tackle, and Stone Street's inside the 20. He's down to the 15-yard line. Might have been close to the 10-yard line as we have a bad angle here. And boy, I tell you, Rich, the Lee Academy offensive line, if they give a game ball out tonight, those 5 youngsters deserve it. And that is Jack Laney, Kerry Middleton, Russell Harris, Richard Lewis, Jonathan Poole, and Scott Flowers. What a job they have done tonight. 1st down and 10 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts from the 11. 4:08 to go in the football game. Duff going to run the option, going to keep it, going to cut inside of the 10, and going to be knocked down at about the 8-yard line, keeps the clock running. 3:56 to go in the game. Pickup of about 3 on the play, make it 2nd and 7. Ivy Dees gets into the football game for the Lee Academy coach for George Miller. 3:40 to go in the football game. Give it to Stone Street again. 2nd down and 7. Out of the split backfield, tight ends on the right-hand side. Both wide receivers are to the left. Duff going to give the football to Stone Street. He's going to be knocked down as he fights down close to the 5-yard line. Going to bring up 3rd down now. 3rd down and goal to go from the 5. 3:14 to go in the football game. Clock is running. Big play here for the Colts. Chris Lively checks into the football game, bringing out Wayne Bolin. And this has been a nail-biter from the beginning, Rich.
It has been. Clock management is the key to it right now. Use up as much time as possible.
Andrew Duff has wide receiver to the left, slot to the left. Split backfield, tight ends on the right-hand side, and Duff is going to take the football and going to give it to Gordon. And Gordon, is going to fake the football, and Indianola's going to recover it. They fumbled. We actually fumbled the football, and Indianola recovered. We fake to the dive man, and Andrew Duff coughed it up, and Indianola Academy takes over after the fumble, which is about our 7th of the night and our 4th lost fumble of the night. And Lee Academy has 2 minutes and 36 seconds with which to protect our end zone, and Indianola Academy has 1 timeout remaining. 1st down and 10 for Indianola. They break huddle out of the shotgun formation. They will be in a hurry-up offense now for sure, and we don't have enough defensive backs over here. Now Wayne Bolin just drops back up. They're in the shotgun formation with 5 wide receivers. Looking, throws it over the middle. It's going to be incomplete. Intended for number 3. Good coverage out there by the Colts. Christian Preuss, Wayne Bolin, Jason Carpenter, and Bradley Gordon. 2nd and 10. That was Jacob Light. That football was intended for which that football was intended.
Very good. That's a good job. I think we're going to have a bad snap or an interception on this series, Albert.
2nd down and 10 yards to go. Colts in a 4-man front, prevent defense. They're in the shotgun with 5 wide receivers. Putnam back to throw again. Throws it out here. It's going to be incomplete. Intended for Cassano. It's 3rd down and 10 yards to go now with 2:08 to go in the football game.
Good coverage again by the green shirts. They're doing a good job of just staying with those colonels out there. Not giving Cassano any targets to shoot at.
3rd down and 10 yards to go. They're going to have to go deep here in a minute. Putnam takes the football on the shotgun, looking, throws it. It's going to be incomplete. Intended out here for Hugh Allen Riddell, and brings up 4th down and 10 yards to go now for the Lee Academy Colts. And we're one play away from winning this football game, Rich.
Good pressure being applied by the guys. Only the four rush defenders. Putnam's not having a lot of time to throw the ball.
4th down and 10 yards to go. Big play for the defense. Putnam straight back to throw out of the shotgun. Looking, throws it. It's going to be caught by number 1. And he gets out of bounds at about the 24-yard line. Number 1 is Evan Pugh. 1:55 to go in the football game. That'll be 1st down and 10 yards to go for the Indianola Academy Colonels from the 24. They're in a hurry-up offense. They don't have to be. The football went out of bounds. They could get in the huddle if they wanted to, but they're not. As I have no idea why these fans are leaving.
It's raining, I can tell you.
It's raining, okay. Now I understand.
But, I mean, they don't have but a minute 55 to sit out here in the rain.
This one's worth getting wet for.
Absolutely.
Out of the shotgun formation. 5 wide receivers. Lee Academy Colts trying to put pressure on Putnam. He's trying to run the quarterback draw and throws it. It's going to be caught by Pugh. He's out of bounds short of the 40.
He was across the line of scrimmage when he threw that ball.
And he was across the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of down.
Absolutely.
And I don't know how long a penalty it is.
I think it's 10 plus loss of down.
But we'll wait and see. That was a huge play in this football game as he was across the line of scrimmage when he threw the football.
He was 2 yards across the line of scrimmage, is roughly the 24-yard line, and he was standing on the 26 where the flag is when he threw the ball. Very alert coverage that time by the officials, Albert.
Rich, I'm going to tell you, if we'd have played like this all year, we'd be undefeated.
I believe you're right.
Lee Academy Colts have absolutely had their best football game of the year. Win, lose, or draw, we played terrific football tonight. Offensive line absolutely controlled the line of scrimmage. 5 yards. 5-yard loss of down. 2nd down for the Indianola Academy Colonels. 2nd down and 15 yards to go. 20-13, Colts lead. Need to tackle him, not let him get out of bounds. Let the clock run. Minute 48 to go. Out of the shotgun with 5 wide receivers. Putnam running a quarterback draw. Is going to run the football. Is going to run the football out over the 30-yard line to the 31, short of the 1st down. But they have a timeout left. I don't know why they're not calling it. Brings up 3rd down now. 3rd down and about 3 yards to go. They're in the shotgun formation again with 5 wide receivers. Boy, this has been a good game. 1:26 to go in the football game. He throws the football. It's dropped. Number 3. It hit him right in the hands, Jacob Lott. And that's going to bring up 4th down for the Indianola Academy Colonels with 1:18 to go.
Boy, nobody feels any worse out there than Jacob Lott because that ball was square in his hands, and he just absolutely just took his eye off of it, and it just fell to the turf.
And he would have had the 1st down easily, too.
No question. He would have been there.
Putnam out of the shotgun. 5 wide receivers, 3 on one side. Going to run the quarterback draw. In trouble. It's going to be tackled, and the Colts tackle him for a loss. Lee Academy Colts offense will take over as they tried to run the quarterback draw, and Lee Academy Colts smelled it out. I'm not even going to try to attempt who made the tackle because I have no idea. Who, Jimmy? 59 and 56. That's Kerry Middleton and Richard Lewis. 1st down and 10 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts with 1 minute and 10 seconds to go in this football game. Andrew Duff comes onto the football field. They got to take about 3 snaps. Let's just don't have our 15th or 16th fumble of the game. How many we had, Rich?
Well, we've had 7 so far.
We're in our prevent offense. George Miller standing out back at about the 45-yard line to prevent the bad snap. They're in a 4-man front, just going to try to jump over the line here, and Duff is going to fall on it. And with 43 seconds to go, clock is running. Come on, clock. 2nd down, loss of about. Indianola calls timeout. There's the final one of the night. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. Colt lead 20-13. This is Lee Academy Colt football. Jeff, we're not going. .36 seconds to go in the game. Duff just falls on the football. Clock is running. I do not think Indianola has any more timeouts left.
They do
Third
not.
down, 27 seconds to go in the football game. It looks like the Lee Academy Colts are going to win. I don't think we got to take another snap. It's 20 seconds to go in the football game. The Colts are not going to have to take another snap. We're going to upset the Indianola Academy Colonels by a score of 20-13. Absolutely our best effort of the year, Rich.
And we're going to beat P. Chopin, too, on his prediction, aren't we? Because P. Chopin predicted that Indianola was going to win this game. And I will talk to him about that tomorrow.
Lee Academy Colts win 20-13. We're still in the hunt for the playoff, Rich. Final score 20, Lee Academy 20, Indianola 13. Jeff, I'm going to the dressing room for the celebration. This has been Lee Academy Colt football.